Dine College was founded in 1968 and is the first tribal college in the United States. Accredited as a four-year institution by the Higher Learning Commission, Dine College is governed by an 8-member board of regents. Our mission is to advance quality post-secondary student learning and development to ensure the well-being of the Dine people. For the fall 2020 semester, there was 1,369 students enrolled, with 64 full-time faculty and a total of 4,019 alumni. There are 18 bachelor's, 16 associates, and 10 certificate programs, with a 67% student retention rate, a 13-to-1 student-faculty ratio, 100 Chief Manolito scholars. 1/3 of our faculty have a PhD. Dine College has 6 locations across the Navajo Nation in Chinle, Saline, Shiprock, Tuba City, Window and Crown Point. It's never too late. Enroll today.
Avery? Kade khadokal which holds just kade ya da ish kade ashi naha da hadan da sandolil de ben hagan dedi ki ya ilge ado bigito ya so dizento ado nake da iltraki which hodat oldil de benya. Here we come. Hey, Nayangang Bayana Shanga Bayana Show Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Bayana Sha Bayana Show Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Hashe yalti ishen ishlnako Bayana Sha Sisna Jini ye Bellatate ye Bayana Sha Yolke zile bella trahate ye Bayana Sha zitlanet aye bella trahaste ye Bayana Sha sa'ana Pike hojone bella trahate ye Bayana Sha sitche hojon lako Bayana Sha shikeshte hojon lako Bayana Sha sa'ana pike hojon shinish lako Bayana Sha Bayana Sha Bayana Sho Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Hotian Lashte ye Bayana Sha Hashe Awanishin Shlelako Bayana Sha Sotzli Bella Trate ye Bayana Sha Dot Ijitzil Bella Trate ye Bayana Sha Zitla lanet aye belat khate ye beyena sha sa'na ye bik hojon belat khate ye beyena sha shikeshte hojon lako beyena sha shikeshte hojon lako beyena sha asana yet apik hojon shenesh lako beyena sha beyena sha beyena sho ho 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 beyena sha hoteyen la te ye beyena sha hoteyen la te ye beyena sha hasheyat ki ishinish lako beyena sha toko osli di belat khate ye beyena sha ti chilitsil belat khate ye beyena sha zitlanet aye belat khate ye beyena sha sa'ana ye bik hojon belat khate ye beyena sha setseche hojon lako beyena sha shikeshte hojon lako beyena sha sa'ana ye bik hojon shinish lako beyena sha beyena sha beyena sho ho ho beyena sha hoteyen lashte ye beyena sha hoteyen lashte ye beyena sha hash awan shenish lako beyena sha Depenetsa belat khate ye beyena sha pashinitsil belat khate ye beyena sha sana ye bik hojon belat khate ye beyena sha shikeshte hojon lako beyena sha setseche hojon lako beyena sha sa'ana ye bik hojon shenish lako beyena sha beyena sha beyena sho ho beyena sha hoteyen la te ye beyena sha hoteyen la te ye beyena sha kulana.
At this time, I'd like to ask, please welcome Miss Roxanne Harvey and 2020-21 Miss Central Navajo Teen, Nada Ann Keene, to sing the national anthem.
I got it.
Betahuniye kodenete nehechinda de panelini ahwal ago benenida batit ahwal lorde Sitosende Toshi eso belsenelko Danata hol ado Nehikeya Bekeyege God hoja Nahasli
La Korden Haho Tadi to the national anthem. At this time, I'd like to the Board of Regent member to do the invocation, Latanya Thin. Yeah. To the next. Oh.
Shana Yad Shea Nash Ajetka Bahan Shlon Ashiha Bashichin look at the Shiche do ya Eden at Hachini a Dashanale Shant Hohodet na Shado Litania Thin Yinchia Ado Elsa I would like to congratulate all of our students today on a tremendous accomplishment. It has been a very trying and difficult year, and so I would like you to take a moment to really recognize and acknowledge the magnitude of this accomplishment, considering the pandemic and these historical times that we're in. So I congratulate you, and I hope you know how strong you are with everything that has happened for you to continue on with your education, to do your academics, and all of the challenges that we have all faced in our lives individually with our losses. So I congratulate you. And with that being said, I'm looking forward to all of the amazing things that you will accomplish, from the discipline, from the hard work, from the hardship that you have experienced, to be standing here as a graduate. Thank you. I also want to say that I really admire all of you for what you have done. I also would like to encourage you all to continue to practice your language, although it might be hard. Just keep trying and you'll get there one day. So I'm also in that pool. I tried to speak my language, and it wasn't until I started here that I really recognized the importance of knowing my history and practicing my language. So I just wanted to encourage you there, and also to try to hear as many stories as you can, try to attend as many ceremonies as you can, and especially to appreciate all of our family members, considering all that we have gone through. I'll go ahead and start with a prayer here. Ya anstet dikije adiyin God, achehe boholnihi, dije nachain lahagi. Ado ba ache nidzen, do ne a job ba alto, ne yo o ne ado ne sho. Father, we ask for your continued strength, Lord, and wisdom as we continue to overcome these times and all of the challenges that we face in this pandemic. And we look forward with hope, Father, as everyone is getting vaccinated. We just ask that you continue to have a hand in all that we do. And we ask for your peace and your comfort as we mourn the loss of loved ones, and to remember and celebrate them. Father, we pray for our nation as well, all of our leaders, as we continue to combat racism on a national level, and also to acknowledge our new 2 women in office, our Secretary of State, Deb Haaland, and also our Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris. Father, we pray that you would continue to look over all of our leaders, that you would help them to serve and to lead with compassion and patience, and also for their health. We ask that you have a hand in all that they do and that you continue to guide them. And today, Father, we celebrate and we acknowledge all of our graduates today and their huge accomplishments. And we also celebrate and honor our families and our relatives who have helped us this far. May we continue to honor them and ourselves as we go forward from this day. And we also give thanks to our elders who had the foresight and the thought to put this institution together and to create this wonderful place of learning and growth. May we honor their prayers and thoughts that sit here before us. As we continue on from this day, whether it's in the workforce or we continue on in our education, Father, we just ask that you would have your hand in it. And Lord, we also ask for your continued blessing and guidance and overseeing all of our faculty, staff, and administrators and the Board of Regents, as they have all done a tremendous job in this pandemic. The transitions and all of the advancements that have made in such a short time. We thank you for all of those in our leadership roles who made it possible for us to be standing here. And we also pray for our mentors who will continue to help us grow as we leave this place. And lastly, Father, we pray for our children, our young ones, the ones coming up after us. We know that they are facing challenging times, and whether it may be depression or whatever their thoughts may be, I ask that anything that is not good, that you would take that from them, and that you would help us to serve as examples to them, to honor them also in all of our decisions that we make. Adonana ahehe shije shitra shidian yod a nle niyajin awe nshligo adishne nijibin nachina oshka adzil bayi katolel aro indata ayo o ne to joba he ahone aro ant ene jonego and he ina idil nil di kon nijibin nachibe na oshka ahehe shije. Amen.
Lasche deze. Kon dat ze de zijn geen lage. Als je jakodo die kwa aandacht voor het nog be. You can be seated. At this time, I'd like to welcome. It's an honor for me to welcome our president of the Dine College, Dr. Charles Russell. Mr. Russell, Dr. Russell.
Good afternoon. Before I share the welcome, I'm going to ask Regent Toffley to also come and join me, because the board would like to make a special recognition and announcement. I'll have something a little bit more to say afterwards, but I'll go ahead and turn it over to Teresa Toffley right now.
Shiash ado ya to she ya bin betod initially a she e ba chin trabai e da she do terish kishin e da shinale ado takon hasanada ada e ya nasha ada e shit nessa shamato shja holo ada e ya a whole jij ado ben dan hit nes trying it ego e ya digin the nastli a ko dis g de e bilgeje na alchinin hit so can hinalaka e ade etahuilia tak a holondo the pedo sli do be kashi ado hawana maze eto holo ako hot au in khasht ahditza ako hot au e ya adahadesi. Good afternoon and welcome here to Saley, Arizona, and then to Dine College 2021 graduation. As you see your agenda, I'm not listed on there, but as all things happen, sometimes some things happen unplanned, such as the wind that blew earlier. But my mom used to always say, "Don't get mad about the wind. Somewhere the windmill is turning. Some old grandma is not hauling water. Some old grandpa is not worried about hauling water. So the animals will have water. Ebenina eto do niyolike pajdol nilta." That's what they told us. It's beautiful. Today is a beautiful day. What a wonderful day to celebrate. So, from the Board of Regents, for me, I've been here 10 years as a representative of Western Navajo. And as my colleagues, they have, the past few years, voted me in as the vice president. And I have served every role but the president. It's not a position I covet, but I'm happy with where I'm at. So in this position, I have the privilege to have worked with many individuals at the board level. One of these individuals is Shiyaj Shamashilno Ahot Auk Ashilno Junuko Ek Anido Adon Junuko Yalti Ado Yat Eko E Nichinat Jalon Ohol Jij Shiyaj Nelson Espigay. Many of you have probably heard of him. And so he served a number of years as a Navajo Nation Council delegate from just right up the road over here. Abino al Kochara. And he would say, "Elsa Twoneye," back home, Shamasata de Tro Eya E Aj Neyen Le Trochus Ade Nasha Jino Ohot Ao E Ben Hilhochilne Ohot Ao E Ahol Jij. A few weeks ago, e beke a chastid, e not Nkinat Jalon Ohot Ao E Ya Be Hutanel Din Ado E. He served in many capacities in the council and then here at our college. So in honor of his leadership, Yao, as a board, as college leadership, we have designated a scholarship, a leadership scholarship in his honor. So the name of the scholarship is Nelson Espigay Leadership Scholarship. It is not income-based. It's not academic based. It's going to require an essay on the the leadership of individuals, of students. So I hope that in the coming years, for the individuals who are here, who are going to continue here, would be able to participate in that. So that's the announcement that we wanted to make. So in my capacity as the vice president of the Dine College Board of Regents, that's how we want to honor our colleague, our relative, and an individual who was born and raised here on these lands.
I'd like to take a real quick second here and ask that Linda rises Nelson Begay's wife, Linda Begay. Thank you for joining us today. We used to, as we have a trail around our campus, and I used to see and run into the two of them walking together in the evenings, just strolling, and I miss those meetings. So thank you for being here, and I really appreciate and honor the service that you and Nelson did for the college and the Navajo Nation. Thank you so much. My name is Monty Russell, and I'm the president of Dine College. Ki ani nishle, Monteith Clan of Scotland, Bushishchin, Ashin Shache, Ado German Chanella. I'm really pleased and honored to be able to welcome you today. This is different. We all know it's different. We can tell because we're all wearing masks. Well, everyone except me, I guess, right now. But we're all wearing masks for a reason, to be safe. But one thing I want to tell everybody here is that everybody here has had their vaccines, both shots. Everybody here showed their card. Everybody here was screened coming in. So we're providing and ensuring that they're still safe while you're here for today's ceremony. The other thing I just want to start the commencement ceremony with is thinking about where we are right now. Where we are as a nation, where we are as the Navajo Nation, where we are as Dine College. All of you have accomplished something that is amazing. I said this to our earlier commencement, that you will have difficulties in your life. You will have problems that you will address, and maybe they'll overtake you for a little bit, but not for very long. Because unlike me, and unlike others that are up here, you earned your degree. You earned your certificate in the middle of a global pandemic. You didn't let that stop you. You kept moving on. Your dreams would not be denied. Your future would not be denied. And who are some of these people that are sitting with you? One of them is Leslie Nelson Jr., who's getting an AA in science. He started college in 1996. 1996. Some of you probably weren't even born. Came back in 2016 and is finishing with a BA or an AA in science. Now has a family. Think about that. Dreams not denied. Jolan Shirley? I always get your name mixed up. She is moving on to ASU. I'm a Sun Devil too, but we're warriors here first, right? But this is how I'll remember her. We now have a coffee shop here. And many of you that have been here, you'll remember her as being the original Warrior Baristas when it first opened. That's how I'll always remember her. Another student amongst you, Brent Harrison. He's moving on to Grand Canyon University to get his MBA. He started college in 2008. He's married and has 4 kids. Imagine that. And some of you are in that same boat. You have children. You have nieces and nephews. They are looking up to you. And you have a responsibility now. With that degree in your hand that you will get in a few minutes, you have a responsibility. Not just to take care of your family, not just to take care of your community, but others. How do you give back? We talk about that sometimes. How do you give back? One of the first things and first ways you can give back is by doing what we did during this pandemic. And that is asking the simple question, how are you? What can I do to help? That's founded in our philosophy here. That's founded in our mission here at Dine College. It is instilled in you. One of the reasons the Navajo Nation has been able to survive and prosper through this pandemic is because of our culture, because of our history, because of our resiliency, our tenacity, our temerity to look in the face this challenge and say, it will not overcome me. And you all are examples of that. So I welcome you, all of you today. We have faculty on this side. We have guests on this side. And in between and all around, we have staff that have been working for hours and hours to ensure our safety, to ensure the stage and the designs. And we know that we had something very sad happen earlier with the wind. And we have to take care of that. But people have been working very hard for a very long time. You know, during this pandemic, our staff stepped up. They worked with you, with the faculty, but also we had staff that came here every single day. Our security, we had to keep the buildings open. Our O&M staff to make sure things were working. Our IT staff, they couldn't work from home. So I'd like to thank all of those that have worked, the security officers that are sitting out here that kept this area safe, our health screeners as you came in and took your temperature, our O&M staff that has made sure that the buildings were working, our IT staff that made sure that your Zoom, even though there was a lot of times, I know it went down, it froze, but we got better. We learned our lessons from last year and we got better. So with that, I want to say thank you for coming today to the Spring 21 Dine College Commencement. And I would now like to transition to I'm looking for it right now. Hold on just a second. There's tons. I don't see. I'll just read this. I'll read this. Okay. Oh, there, okay. All right. It is now my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you our commencement speaker today. This is really exciting, and to me it's really relevant. This morning we had the Chief Medical Officer speak, talking about the pandemic, dealing with that. And then on the other side, now we have a speaker to speak to you from the journalism background in terms of getting the news out, getting the information, making sure that we have facts and not the lies that we're used to hearing sometimes. Mr. Colton Schoen received his bachelor's degree in journalism from Arizona State University in mass communications. After graduating, Colton was a reporter in the Phoenix Bureau in both television at CBS 5 News and radio at KTAR FM. He then moved to Tucson to anchor and report for the CBS and Fox affiliate. Then in November 2015, he accepted an anchor job with NBC's affiliate KOB TV, morning news show in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Colton grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. His mother is from Lickchukai and his father from Pinon. So in other words, he's one of us. And with that, I'd like to welcome Mr. Schoen to come and speak.
Okay, as you can see, I'm pretty short, so I wish there was a box that I could stand up on here. Let me take off my mask. Come on, more than that. Yego! Yego! Also, I have to apologize. You probably hear him over there on that side. Haji, where did they go? Inlay. Well, let me start off by introducing myself to you all. Yat Colton Shonian she. Tohid leaning shle. Torachini Bashichi Kia Ani Dashiche. Tabahan Dashanelle. Bedir Dasanil de Kehashte. Akonde Hosdo de Nasha. KO before Ba Nashnish. Adahonithligi Nishle. Someone told me that meant news anchor in Navajo. Ahet and Salgo. Ahet the Hadi Nath Dashdotnigi. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. It's a very special day for you all, and I'm so humbled to be invited with your special moments. So thank you to everyone up on the stage here. They told me that was the VIP section over there, so thank you over there as well. And most of all, I want to thank you all who are sitting in front of me right now, the class of 2021. I see that you are with your family members, and I'm sure they're so proud of you. So right now, I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause because you guys did a lot of work to get here. Come on, more. So, I like that the wind died down just a little bit. Hopefully we can keep it like this. You might be thinking how I got here. How I got to this point, standing on this very stage right now. I can see the hope in your eyes. And I can see your family members also very proud of you. With your amazing family and your supporters in attendance. So you might be expecting this long, drawn-out story about hard work, sacrifice, and risk-taking. Now, don't worry, I'll get to that in just a moment. But actually, what got me here on this sunny, windy afternoon started with Diné College sliding into my DMs. My Facebook page, to be specific. Do any of the graduates even use Facebook? No? Well, as an elder millennial, that's someone over 30, apparently. I still scroll the Facebook feed. So I get this notification on my phone, and I open it, right? And it says, "We, Diné College, are pleased to invite you to the 2021 Diné College Spring Commencement Ceremony. We'll mail you a formal letter, but for the time being, hopefully, you save the date. I hope you consider this." So my initial response, oh my gosh, how cool is this? They want me to be commencement speaker at Diné College. No one was home with me, so I was talking to my dog. After I said yes, very excited about it, but then of course, the anxiety started to knock on my door. What are you going to say? How are you going to say it? What kind of advice are you even qualified to give? Well, I still don't know. But 10 years ago, graduates, I was in your very seat, and I was wondering about the next stage in life. I'll bring this down just a little. I was wondering what I was going to do, and I was wondering who I was going to become. Now, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember who the commencement speaker at my graduation was. So, seriously, don't worry. I won't be offended if you can't remember that I spoke at your graduation 10 years from now either. But maybe something I say will stick. Today is your day. And I am so proud of you. Everyone here is celebrating a big win for you. Now remember this feeling because it's going to help you as you move forward in life, especially as you encounter challenges and just kind of are unsure about what's going to happen next. So I want you guys to do a little exercise with me. So the graduates, I want you to close your eyes. All of you, close your eyes. I can see you all. And take a deep breath, and I'll do it with you. And during this time, just think about what it took you to get here. The sacrifice, the cost, time away from others, the late night studying, writing those last-minute papers. I've been there. I actually wrote this speech when I was stuck in traffic down the road. Just kidding. So every day I get to tell someone else a story, which is a very surreal experience. People open up to me and give me details about their lives so that I can better understand the situation they're going in or they are in. But today, I'll tell you my story. My name is Colton Schoen, and I am a journalist. Now, you may have seen me on your television screen early in the morning. Who am I kidding? You're probably all still in bed. Especially you college grads. But if not, you may have seen a story or two of mine get shared on the Facebook or even Instagram. So here's a pretty interesting story that I'll tell you about. As part of my job, you guys know that I'm on television every single weekday morning, right? And beyond the headlines, the breaking news, and the stories of the day, I also get to talk about my life. You may have seen that I talk with my co-anchors and the weather guy, Steve Stucker. You guys probably all know him. He's famous. But we get to talk about aspects of our life that aren't scripted. We talk about our families. We talk about just things that we still hope to achieve and what we like to accomplish. So every day I am humbled when someone comes up to me and tells me that they feel like they know me and that, in a way, I'm part of their family because they're inviting me into their home every day. Let's see if this wind kind of dies down. And of course, along with my job comes a lot of perks, right? So viewers are so awesome. They're so sweet. They send us gifts all the time. Like, I'm not lying to you. They'll send blankets, they'll send ties, they'll send face masks and things of that nature. Not just me, but everybody, because they feel like they're so connected to us, which we really appreciate. Well, here's the story that I'm getting to. A very loyal viewer from the Four Corners area, she sent me a tie. It was made from a bluebird flower bag. And it kind of went viral after I posted onto my social media. I took a picture of myself wearing the tie while doing the news. And on that very day, something interesting happened. And it hasn't happened since, really. But viewers were taking pictures of me on their television screen with the bluebird flower print on the tie. One person called me Navajo Tom Brokaw. Ha'ati? Da Tom Brokaw. Adza. But here's the thing. I think simply wearing that tie with that instantly recognizable logo, which I see out in the crowd right now, really made a big statement. It made a big statement for our people because, as we know, bluebird flour is a staple ingredient for many of us, especially for me at Shimasana's house. You know, we use it for the fry bread, the tortillas, the dumpling stew. So I think me wearing that tie really resonated with our people on another level. Now, I was told this really cool story that I take to heart, and whenever I think about it, it, warms me. I was told this story, and I'm going to paraphrase, but a parent had said that their young child watches me on the news every morning and says, he's Navajo just like me. So when I was a little kid, I knew I wanted to tell stories on the big screen, on the little screen. And in 7th grade, I begged my mom for a camcorder. You graduates probably don't know what that is. But it was about this big here, and it recorded video. Not like what we have on our phones nowadays. And seriously, you had to stick a tape into it. There was a button that you clicked, and it would open, and then you would put the little tape inside, and then you would close it up, and that's what you would use to record your movies on, or your videos or events. So yeah, totally different from things like today. And at just 12 years old, little Colton was running around the washes just a few miles that way. I made my sister and cousins star in my little horror movies. So being 12 years old, I didn't have any editing software or really didn't know how to do that. But I felt like a director. I would yell cut after scenes, and I would stop the recording just so I could pause between dialogue. So one person's face could be here. I'd say pause, cut, and then I'd put the camera on the other person. And I would record the dialogue. So here's kind of a dramatic interpretation of what I did. Okay, sure, did you hear that? Dagat. Haisha. Yeah. Except it wasn't in Navajo, and it wasn't that dramatic. But I really love to create and tell stories. And so as I grew older, I wanted to become a journalist and report on the stories that I didn't think were getting enough attention. Stories that affected our people and other Native American tribes. As mentioned, I did grow up in Phoenix, and I was able there to see 2 television reporters who were Native. Mary Kim Titla from the San Carlos Apache tribe, and also Andy Harvey, another Diné reporter. I actually profiled them for a documentary that I did while I was in college, and it was called Silent Voices, Natives in the TV Newsroom. In this documentary, I explored the lack of representation in TV newsrooms when it comes to us and how this can be harmful, how it can perpetuate negative stereotypes, and that we lose out if we're not telling our own stories with our own perspective. And that was the message that the 2 journalists shared with me also. They also shared with me their stories of challenges in getting hired or climbing the ranks. Now, like I said, I did grow up in Phoenix, but I consider this sacred place home. My mom's family is from down the road in Lukachikai. Lucky Chucky, Danila. LA, too. Now, my dad, who is no longer with us, was from Pinon, Arizona. And we'd come back very often, taking part in ceremonies, herding sheep, having big family and holiday get-togethers. Now, many of you right before me have also shared experiences doing that as well. And it's those experiences that made me who I am today. They afforded me a different life perspective that most people have working in newsrooms across the country right now. When I was in my 3rd year of college at ASU, I was getting deep into my broadcasting program then. I don't remember seeing any other Navajos or any other natives in any of my classes. So this one time we came back from break and the professor asked us casually, "What did you guys do over break?" Someone got engaged, Someone said they just stayed here and just worked and all that stuff. And I said, oh, I went back to the res. Now, he was curious. And he wanted to know a little bit more about that. Well, this turned into a big discussion about how different life here is. Many students in my classroom didn't know about the issues with lack of electricity, running water, and just how remote it can be out here. And I told him, somehow it got brought up that my grandparents just got electricity to their house just a couple years ago, and this was in 2010, and that it was a decades-long battle for them to get electricity. So what did Professor Rodriguez make me do? He wanted me to write about that. So I'm going to share a few paragraphs that really, I think, started my career in terms of highlighting our people. For more than 80 years of his life, William Yazzie didn't know what it was like to flick a switch in his own home and have light flood the room. While others could eat in their living rooms in front of blaring television sets, Yazzie ate his dinner over a kerosene lamp in silence. If nature called in the middle of the night, he didn't have the luxury of walking down the hall to go to the bathroom. Yazzie would have to answer by fumbling in the dark for a nearby flashlight and walking 100 yards in pitch darkness to the outhouse he built himself. Yazzie first asked his chapter house for electricity in 1967. And for the next 4 decades, he campaigned relentlessly, insisting that the power lines be extended to a small house in a remote corner of the Navajo Reservation in northeastern Arizona. The lines finally reached him in 2008. Still, more than 18,000 households on the reservation are waiting in the dark. And according to the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority, the largest utility provider on the reservation, that number accounts for 75% of all U.S. households without electricity. Nowhere in the entire country are there so many people without power, despite millions of dollars in federal grants that were supposed to bring electricity to parts of the Navajo Nation. William Yazzie is my Che. That means grandfather in Navajo. While we share the same clans, bloodline, and DNA, we were brought up in very different worlds. I was born and raised in Phoenix. I never thought twice about the electricity going through the apartments I've lived in. I never thought twice about having running water. I never thought twice about having grocery stores within walking distances of my home. But for Che, it was a different story. Born and raised within the boundaries of the 4 sacred mountains, Yazzie has lived in Lukachike his entire life. The Navajo belief is that the Creator placed them on the land that falls inside of the 4 important sacred mountains. Sisnajine, Tzodzil, Dok Osli, Dbensa. His driver's license gives the address 1 3/4 miles southwest of the Thriftway on Indian Route 12. That Thriftway doesn't exist anymore. It was a convenience store and gas station, but the name was changed to Mustang a few years ago. I think it's Speedway now, right? I remember when I was younger thinking how out of place was the lights glowing from that store at night. It was a different, bright, fluorescent, blue-white glow, much different from the orange dots that scattered the rolling hills of Lukachike. Those dots represented houses with electricity. While the bright glow of the gas station remains unchanged, the town's nighttime landscape certainly has. There are now more bright orange dots. I also saw you guys are building a school out there too. So really, that story kind of started it all, with me wanting to commit to report on issues affecting Indian country, to get the stories out there that weren't being told in the mainstream media. As I mentioned, the people in my classroom had no idea that this was the way of life for many people up here on the Navajo Nation. Just different, you know, just different. So in the last decade, as I've become a working journalist, I've been able to get more of these stories out there. From the missing and murdered indigenous people crisis that's rocking Indian country, also to cultural preservation, and language preservation stories, I'm able to tell it with the respect and the perspective that many people have. I bring this to every newsroom that I've ever worked in. So representation matters. We've been hearing that a lot lately, and it absolutely does. Most recently, I was able to bring my background to probably the most important story of my career, the Navajo Nation's fight against COVID-19. It's been a tough year for our people. It's affected the way we gather, pray, and it's affecting everything right now with the way we celebrate your achievements. The last update that I checked showed that the Navajo Nation had lost 1,282 people. So I helped produce and report a series of stories that culminated into the documentary called The People versus the Pandemic. I, along with my colleagues, wanted to go deeper into the health inequities affecting the Navajo Nation and how funding setbacks at the federal level have perpetuated these inequities to exist. And the main message I got from those who I interviewed was that we as Dine are strong and resilient. And that is a notion I too wholeheartedly agree with. When it comes to representation, I think I'm seeing it a lot more now than ever before. And you may have too. Navajo filmmakers, Navajo actors, PhDs, lawmakers, lawyers, other journalists, doctors, and yes, TikTokers. They're really creative. I spend hours watching them. We all deserve a seat at the table. And sometimes it might be a fight to get your spots, but it's a fight worth taking on. All right. I could really go on and on and on about me. But today, May 7th, 2021, is your day. Now, honestly, I don't think that I can tell you anything new that you haven't heard before when it comes to achieving goals in your life. You've heard it many times before from your parents, your grandparents, your professors, and they probably all sound like work hard, show up, and believe in yourself. Know that you matter, and you have your own perspective that's worth hearing. Another thing I'll tell you about me is I wake up every morning at 2:30. People always ask me all the time, what time do you wake up? And I'm like, 2:30. And they say, oh, what time do you go to sleep? And I say 9, but my son keeps me up all night. So I wake up very early before sunrise, and I pray every day to the holy people so that they'll recognize me and keep me and others protected and to help me achieve my goals. You've heard this. Koro hojorolel. Sisize hojo, shikere hojo, shiage hojo, shikike hojo, shanadet also hojo, hojona hasling, hojona hasling, hojona hasling, hojona hasling. I've been saying that every morning for years. So as I finish up my speech, there are a few takeaways that I would like you to just keep in mind. You know, you're not going to remember everything I said, and that's totally cool. But here are just 10 things I think that you guys should keep with yourself in you so that you may be able to move forward in life happier and more successful. So number 1, be flexible, all right? We may have plans about what we envision ourselves to do, but life happens and just go with the flow. Be kind. You never know what someone else is going through. A simple smile and acknowledgement can really go a long way. Speak up. If you believe something isn't right, voice your concern. Din gonet. Learn to make fry bread. No explanation needed here. Speak Navajo without fear and shame. I grew up in a household where my mom and dad both spoke Navajo fluently, and they would speak to me in Navajo, but didn't really press me to speak it. So what I learned was from them, but also classes like the ones you're taking here at Dine College. Also, just really investing myself in it, especially during the pandemic, and also for my son, so that he also would be able to hear it. It's a process, and it's hard. But you can do it. Also, this is mine. Please clean up after yourself, because no one likes living with a messy person, right? And here's another important one. Watch KOB4 Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 7. Also, please, 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 I'm begging you, Ashonde, dream big. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Travel. It'll give you a huge appreciation for other cultures. And this one here is my favorite, and it's the last one. Create. When I was waiting in line over there, I spoke to one of the graduates who is receiving his certificate today, and I asked him what he was getting it in, and he said silversmithing. That's incredible. Whether it's writing, rug weaving, silversmithing, beading, woodworking, TikTok videos, there's really nothing better than saying, oh yeah, I made that. Kare Biha. Congratulations, class of 2021. We are all so proud of you. Please, let me know how you're doing 10 years from now, but I'm sure that you're going to be doing great. Okay.
Colton, if we could have you come back up here. On behalf of Dine College, we'd like to award you this limited edition blanket that we created for our 50th anniversary a few years ago. So thank you for coming. Let's give him another. It's wonderful to hear one of our own.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the college chief academic officer, provost of the we have four school within the college. And she is the academic leader, Dr. Geraldine Garrity.
Achaha Shiaj, Ado Achaha Shitile Colton, Shadot Kodo A Twohead Laney Nishle, Do Twidich Eatney Bashishin, Bit Ani Eda Shichedo, Kia Ani Eda Shinale. I don't look at your guide a nasha stop. I do in the quiet get a the net college get a at Neznanaha National Provost go. A coho a co a shit that stop. Shamasando should change and get a Chester Brigade do we need to be gay will end I do a at Kodo a on zahajelta kodo alle ya da di nilso kodo on zahaje. Please join us in a moment of silence for Dine College family, students, faculty, including family members and veterans that we have lost during this pandemic. Ahaha. Kun suggestion a daily dollar. Aro kodo oshine shi be dedish kodo dedishne. Hala kodo ama ado aja ama sanda ache kon aket ni sokai. Kon baal trae dan linigi da iltraho nichel but hash abenda shin dahito na do nichel dahojon bahojon ado inda kon de eya hashin toje shin eya beket so zido bich yaltke ako e kodoba e he danizin baal trae dan linigi hot eya yelin dal nishko konzaho na holjish akoho kodoshi students congratulations ein kidishni dole aro kodo ya Dine college don't nostra hashin to go college values ben at nitkin e hilna anish da ditno ado indak project editne ado hojet ego hatnile an here not ego shi konta inostra nache do na kidat nache la obelaho a konda ya la osla do kon at ya benachin nihilag ilya a koho she benachin ya kodo ohun shehego ya hasi dole a chin belaganak etche ya kodo hasi. This year Dine College will be granting the following degrees: Bachelors of Arts and Science, Associates of Arts and Science, Associates of Applied Science, and certificate programs. Each of the location, Taylor Main Campus, Shiprock Campus, Crown Point Center, Tuba City, Chinle, and Winderock are well represented in this year's 98 college graduates. There is really a total of 156 if we include the winter commencement. As the graduates come up on stage to be recognized, you will see that each is wearing a sash. These souvenir sash indicate the campus, branch, or center the graduate attended. The sashes have a logo on each of them. If you will take a look at the printed program, you will see notations after the name of some students. Those notations indicate special recognitions for academic achievement. Summa cum laude for graduates with cumulative grade point average between 3.9 and 4.0. Magna cum laude represents cumulative grade point average between 3.7 and 3.89. And cum laude represents cumulative grade point average between 3.5 and 3.69. Also, in the printed program, we have recognized our veteran students with a notation of the United States flag. Okay, so moving forward, I ask the students if you guys are ready to get to graduate here, to cross the stage. The gosh, oish, do it's ada. All right, let's go ahead and turn this over to Dr. Russell. Oh, wait. On the Zoom spot.
to present our candidates. Ushers, please escort our candidates to be presented.
Testing, test. Okay. Certificate in Navajo Culture Arts. Ryan Robert Dotson. Tachini nilo tlezethane yashchin. Certificate in Navajo Culture Arts. Valine Hatati. Bipetoni nilo todichini yashchin. Certificate in Navajo Culture Arts. Willis Sosi. Tachini nilo tadnezani yashchin. Associates of Applied Arts in Business Management. Shashtika Grace Hayu. Tapahan nilo. Tenja kinayashchin. Associates of Arts in Business Administration. Jeremy Ryan Ashley. Kiyaani nilo my deshkini yashchin. Go ahead. Associates of Arts in Business Administration. Nikal Shade Glasses. Klashin nilo tachini yashchin. Associates of Arts, Business Administration, Henrietta Nota, Tinajini Nilo, Narkoidena Yaschin. Associates of Arts and Business Administration. Chanel So. Totnes Zahni or Totnes Zahni. Nandestaje Tapan the law Todich in Yaschin. Associates of Arts and Business Administration. Althea Amber Yazi. Todikojan the law Kinya Ani Yaschin. Associates of Arts in the Nest Studies. Randy Yazi, touching in the law, Tapa Yaschin, also veteran student in Marine Corps. Associate of Arts in Early Childhood Education. Francelita Sosi, Tapa in the law, Tlasche Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Education. Christy Begay, but in the law, Hashlichni Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Education. Krista Begay, Todich in the law, Tapaha Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Education. Clifton Mariano, Honoran in the law. Pueblo Roadrunner Yaschin. Summa Cum Laude. Associates of Arts in Education. Chad Singer, Todich in the law, Toya Tlini Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Science. Gwendolyn Bennett, Totna Zahn in the law, Sadashkizni Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Science. Ryan Christopher Bergen. Sanji Kenin the law. No doubt in that touching Yaschin. Also, United States Army branch. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Science. Sheldon L. Cooley. Look at the law. Non touching Yaschin. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Sciences, Roxanne Harvey, Todich ini nilo, my deshkizni yashchin. Associates of Arts, Social Behavior Science, Leslie James Nelson Jr. Marine Corps veteran. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Science, Arlene Littleben. My deshkiz in the law, but ani yaschin. Associates of Arts, Social Behavior Science, Tammy J. Mariano. Tachi in the law, Sina Jini Yaschin. Associates of Arts, Social Behavior Science, Niagara A.C. Rockbridge. Kenya ani nilo hashkazo yaschin. Associates of Arts in Social Behavior Science, Jolan Shirley. Kenya ani nilo todich ini yaschin. Associates of Arts, Social Behavior Science, Rain D. Style, Tanezan in the law, Kisani Yaschin. Associates of Arts, Social and Behavior Science, Jamerline in White, Tanezan in the law, Ashi Yaschin. Bachelors of Arts in Business Administration, Gavin John Beach, Nakaidanan the law, Tachini Yaschin. Bachelors of Arts Business Administration, Corey K. Harwood, Tapan the law, my deshkini Yaschin. Bachelors of Arts Business Administration, Brent Lyle Harrison Sr. Tsake Nilo Batani Yaschin. Bachelors of Arts Business Administration, Amber Gorman Wanika. Daschini Nilo. 천지 그는 여신 Bachelor's of Arts, Business Administration, Sheila Yazi, Kenya Ani Nilon, Na Koi Dana Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts, Business Administration, Gwendolyn G. Deadman, My Deshkis in the Law, Todich Ini Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts in Elementary Education, Marlene Benali, Ashihin Nilo, Halso Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts in Elementary Education, Cameo Mahia, Nakai Nilo, Nakai Yashin, Magna Cum Laude. Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology, Samantha Lee Begay. Tapahan Nilo, Senajini Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology, Kevin Jensen. Toduk Oje Nilo, Shastane, Senajini Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology, Corey Leah Morgan. Nashteje, Tapan Nilo Ashihi Yashin. Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology, Scott Morgan, U.S. Army. Bachelor's of Arts, Psychology, Kiana Speen, Kinyaani Nilo, Totsani Yashin. Bachelor's of Science, Secondary Education, Mathematics. Wayne Harvey, Kinyaani Nilon, Class Che Yashchin. Also a combat war veteran of United States Marine Corps, Iraq, Afghanistan. The following students indicated virtual on their contact sheets: Patrice Begay, Tristan Black, Shanoa Hunt, Shashina Jones, Naomi Yazi.
I don't think it's on. You like chapter house. Mr. Chairman. You all standing? Yeah? Okay. By the authority vested in me by the Diné College Board of Regents, I now confer upon these candidates the following degrees appropriate to their course of study: Bachelor of Arts and Sciences, Associate of Arts and Sciences, Associate of Applied Science, Certificates, and Adult Education, and entitling them to the honors, privileges, and obligations that follow. Graduates, grab your tassels. Now move your tassel from the right to the left. You did it. Congratulations. If you only knew it was that easy to get a degree, just then you didn't have to do all the work. Stay standing, graduates. In a time-honored Diné tradition, the graduates will take the diploma and inhale the value, significance, and potential the diploma represents. This commencement speaks to your commitment and hard work for completing your program of studies. Our Diné culture and language will strengthen and sustain you in all your future endeavors. Take the diploma and face it to you in front of you, and take 4 deep breaths. Our philosophy of Sa'an Nagai Peke Hojon truly lives in the spirit of the diploma you receive today. You will walk in the corn pollen path. Congratulations again.
Graduate, continue standing. At this time, I'd like to introduce Patrick Blackwater, alumni introduction.
Yat Arnold squaw. Kia Ani and Shlon. But Ani Bushestin, Class G Eshache. Twitch eating the Ashanella. Sehele dan Ta Hisa Nasha. Sewet dan Ashayaho. My name is Patrick Blackwater. I'm faculty with the School of Business and Social Science, and I've been with the college for 12 years. Like I told you yesterday, I'm going to try to keep this short. It's hot today, it's windy, and I know you guys have receptions to get to. So, honored guests, honored graduates, Diné College faculty and staff, friends and family of the graduates, it's an honor for me to be part of another Diné College graduation and induct this year's graduates into the Diné College Alumni Association. First, on behalf of the Diné College Board of Directors and my fellow faculty members, I would like to commend and congratulate all of you on your hard work and your resilience during these trying times of COVID-19 and virtual learning. Next, I want to talk about giving back. Diné College has given us so much. It's given us an education, it's given us a degree, and it's given us opportunities to grow as human beings. Now it's our turn to give back. In the programs, the induction slips, there's donation slips. I'm challenging all of us as alumni to give back, whether it be $20, $50, $500. I'm asking all of us to give back today. Also, for all of us today, the Diné College blankets are on sale over there for $100 each today, only today. So I told this to you guys, I told this morning to the graduates, as some of you guys may have forgotten Mother's Day. Guess what I got for my mother today? So go get your blankets today. Now, class of 2021, today's a good day. We welcome you into the community of college and university educated men and women, seekers of truth, servants of our communities. In the name of all graduates, your alma mater charges you to be strong in all your endeavors. We hope you will assist Diné College to provide for future generations the kind of education and opportunities which were provided to each of you. To bear witness upon this induction, I call upon all Navajo Community College alumni, now Diné College, who are present to please stand. Graduates and alumni, please repeat after me. I pledge myself to hold my degree as a sacred trust of respect, to serve my community, and to be faithful to my alma mater, my nation, and my creator. You are all now new members of the Diné College Alumni Association and hereby entitled to all rights and privileges afforded by this honor. It is with great pleasure that I, on behalf of our Alumni Association and the more than 5,500 graduates, welcome you to your Diné College Alumni Association. We extend our best wishes to you and your continued success in your futures. Thank you. Continue to be safe, and please take care of one another. Please be seated. There's a challenge out there for you guys. We sold 50 blankets this morning. What can you guys do? And they're also taking, this extends to faculty and staff. They're also taking payroll deductions. And also remember, students, this goes back to scholarships for your fellow students. This money goes to the Warrior Scholarship. It helps students that need technology, computers. They need to pay for their books. They need gas money to come to college. So remember that. And also think of your mom. She might be cold this winter.
Thank you, Patrick, for your fine word, and congratulations. You're a member of the alumni club of Diné. At this time, it's a pleasure to introduce the students. Will do the congratulatory remarks. Cameo Mahia.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Yat shei nakai nisle, nakai bahid desiche, bojago desinele, or desiche, aro nakai dene desinele, hotos de nasha, cameo mehia yinishe. I was given the distinct honor to go ahead and give the congratulatory speech to my fellow classmates here at Dine College. So I want to start off by giving a distinct honor to all of my fellow classmates here at Dine College. I'm sorry about this, I'm very nervous, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try my best. We have went through one of the hardest years in our world's history of completing this degree. We went from toilet paper shortages to CDC mandates, standing 6 feet away from each other, all the way to having bad connections and just trying to get through a class. I'm sure all of my fellow classmates can have the same feelings and have the same trials and tribulations. But we're here and we made it. And I want to go ahead and I took out a little quote. Well, alrighty, so all those trials and tribulations we had to go through, that's something that I learned here at Dine College. When I came here to Dine College, I thought I was just going to get another education. I was just going to learn a little bit more history. But I actually got to live the history. I myself, I'm Hispanic, I'm an in-law, and I moved here. And I didn't really know, or I kind of knew who I was, but I didn't know where I came from, and I didn't know who I was. So through Dine College, through some of Avery Denny's classes and some of my Navajo classes, the language even taught me who I was and who I am as a person. I got to understand who I was through my clans. So I'm pretty sure all of us had to go through that journey. And we made it here today. We made it to that resilience, to that reflection. We're at that reflection point, and it doesn't end here. It keeps going. It's a circle, and it's all together. So now we got to go back to that planning stage and figure out whether we're going to continue on to college or whether we're going to start our career. Whatever it may be, just remember, we're always learning. We're always going to get our education. Even when we're Chays and Masanas and we're old, we're still going to be learning. We still learn. So with that, I want to go ahead and I want to give a special thank you to my wife, my family, my grandmother, Alice Roanhorse. She's the one that kind of brought me here to the Navajo Nation. We kind of came to take care of her, and I know she's here with me. You know, she's not here with me in person, but she's here with me in spirit. And I want to go ahead and say muchas gracias a mi ma y mi papá por todo. Yeah, so I want to thank everybody, and gracias, thank you, and a kehe.
I got to know him, and he was one of my school of STEM there. Had a little bit of time mentor him, and so it's an honor to see him to be a speaker. At this time, I'd like to recognize one of the person that's in our here with us. President Dr. Joe Shirley Nahaniala, we just happened to be here, and I just want to recognize him. Appreciate that. So at this time, I'd like to ask the Wheatfield veterans would be doing the posting of the color. Before that, I'd like to have our Honorable Anderson Hosky, one of the board members, to do the benediction here.
So I'd like to have the students sit down. He's been standing for a while, so anyways, I'm gonna close this. Anyways, yate anolto. She ya Anderson Hosky in she. I don't know Schlinige ya just an in Schlonzena Jenny Bashes chin. Not autonet hat chin that's naldo trop mahai das she. Aro ya le nanajodo ha atego kintet sosnel. Arego le ya itkin da hasne arost. Aro right now I reside over in west of Gallup, Tea Tord. Are ish jakida hat enko. Aro abinda Shanat Ani, Dr. Tut. Did the presentation here, so I hope he's not around, so that's kidding. Anyways, so I work over at Fort Defiance Hospital too, so do yeah Telkedo Jikeko dine do sun da is yos khagi do aro nal sos khada has naligi do do bik ahoshi na nishna khada dot al na nishta hollo do ado do I did a yada alle ha one de do na nishollo oh hayu na nishatni la na hal joigi aro le de babaganda channel egi da oh hayu na nish when we masam baganda he da baganda da bakati shul khat keshigi in the oh yunan so to add in actually is large a yada. So anyways, so I'm gonna do the benediction, so closing. Kogo she add nejago to the disin so ado ebik ahodole ado I like to say something too, before I start praying too is I've been on this board for at least like 10 years and a half now with Shanaladi de Alkeda Kaigi the Quidishin ne ni nothing that is tra Ado at Lugo hot out this unit on the whole just store. So Shawl Kane store late Shapraja a cogot in the la Njondo late. Nana Nijane Katole Ajashi hot end. Jot end John Hahane Holo na yen is gone over this chin. Joy yab and nache, joy yab it's a deal zendo, na ye beat it zago ya he dis cargo di bech answer dolson non kidot ni do a lada ben nan hidden is tra. She been nache e katole nana do chindo. Ko yan kidini do leto the quidishin not on the quidishin not on in that sling. Aro da da nishigi do Lego Hashi that had the kata adon not a haka so anyways I seen so many things in the college too. So anyways I go to the sindo leto aro ashin nikin to the sindo how long to edebik aho aro I don't know how needle lit Kuro jono litlon sanch mayadel kitcha in the johana etlehona ekonde in the Honda AS is not gentle to look or sleep the bent side to land just all in the nan or clean Arnold so called the AR na hajin of but or little sondish na called the or a league conde in the conde na kid the milo na din sa conde a na din sa a quag a be a your belganic a quite a the your is your colleague or be a conde Hashil to go conde a ya dial no conde not toss it near no code abana hall jig conde in the Hashil to conde a ya a adan linigi conde ya la kidney his kaito aro shin la hawande to aro shin da has khanto aron da ya hashin tsugo kona nishin le aro ya ala wal kha kon bel kana bizat ar big hodit a enjino in lago to pohin ago ya nasago ya na nisin zinigi hot ago benan listole ado yana da konde ya nijona go konde ya ala pedal khagi da appelo konde nan listole tabet nigo hot ago ya dabet nistra in da haige ya amado jatan linigi do chedo nal dan linigi conditional sha we linigi in jono olthatole konde na che konde na nishido el hanoda yet edo li distrago idis kango hat no ya hashin to konde bet citizen da dit a be sto citizen da dit konde in da hai ultra bezil has ya hashin to kon ala boho a linigi kaigi don jono go konde ala banada ha atole de kwigo she kon hat ananas la to konde hi kede nana kaigi to konde benahi de do le to yego bezil khutta ha konde ya ultra onanas ando le to konde ya de kwigo she altos konde ya nada yospito le no kopa nada hat in da peso da hinte do ada kone njona gon hich honada indo le binach nada ultra do le binach konde njona go konde da ultra konde ya has ando le on sondishne konde in da bejina kon has twisani kon ye da hadis ando kon ya tsida dis case konde in da are ya de kwidi shinat an in das lingi to kon betrayada hot eto le to konde dis jeni kot dis ya hot ago ya bin yaho adog hot hun kunzate ya ultra has lindot an de ya da ultra aron da ya shingo hanada del negi to konde in da ade kode hashin tsogo nihe kojo ya hashin tsogo kon ya hanada ultra dole to konde in da ya kon raje na dis jijo to ajo nada ultra kon hanada dole konde hashin tsogo nani tlini ya njonago ya ala bohil ato konde bohoni zango ya ben hidden idole any zinigit nihil holjes eben yenits in konde nache konde ta anagebik ahojon bakana ne katole konde in dan hit the better hollando le konde ni begashin hi link da hollando le ne ken da hast kindo le chel bahollando le inda ha shel tsogo konde ya aze inda hastli do le kharedin da hastli do le inda kona ta da hastli do le nat otan da hastli do le ken da hast kindo le eben yedi ne konde ha shel tsogo hojo baini zen koni yajni tlero ni tsuni tle konde na hajina pato le ligin de nano hleni anal tsokonde do bewe nit edan den hajo bandi ide na konde dibin na tsokonde ultra betzile kai has anegi yat echo kon nast anole dot nat anadit atole in da honat anidan lenigi do hojut lido le in da tsaga hot zande do are do nat anidan lenigi do konde njonago konde bin hat anada dit atole on so desne konde in da hot en nekehoit in also honde ya hast kwisani dan leni kommt khayara hot edole al chindan leni to kon hal to konde ya belagana bizar kon yek in de dag yohos kon zach kon ultrabet zile kwaigi has angi da kwaigi tsdi kesdole on sondish na konde binachet ana rebik ahojon das it link odesh na konde anils ko kon hojonole hojona dot le odeshne Dibe ya kodo ya ni kero hojon ni tsuju ni yag ni kigi ni na also da hojon ni za hojon sana gebik hojon din da sitlin do le hojon ne konde hojon asli ya
Okay, gotcha. There's a song sheet here in your packet, another program packet. Kaga's journey song, but Kagi, let's all join together and let's have everybody sing it all together. So, as the Dine College alumni, you're required to know the song. You are required to learn the song. So, I'm going to go ahead and start it, and then you follow me along. So, the first verse is on my own. No ka diendene eşeneşle konuşa dene kalış de naşa sana bike hozon zihnat o de naşa dene kalış de naşa Cessna cine de naşa sana bike hozon zihnat o de naşa Cessna cine de naşa Sotzil de naşa sana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe sotzil de nasham Dok osli de nasha Sa'ana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe Dok osli de nasha De benet sa de nasha Sana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe de bensa de nasha Zilna odel de nasha Sana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe Do zilok osli de nasha Zilchol de nasha Sana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe Zilchol de nasha Come on, sing. Dine College de nasha Sana bike hozon Zilnat owe de nashowe Dine College de nasha. Good. I'll give you all B's. Şikeşte yelo kahozontle şikeşte yelo ahozontle şikeşte yelo ahozon şikeşte yelo kahozontle şikeşte yelo ahozontle şikeşte yelo kahozontle Lega şeyalti şenişlengon Şekeşte kahozontle Hadi aşiye yaşten ango Şekeşte kahozontle Dost kasiye cebik enaşa Şekeşte kahozontle Das kıye şebik enaşa Şekeşte kahozontle Şekeşte go Kashtek ahozle tateteni yeşipik naşango tek zale ahan apik hozon ye jenitlengo Kashtek ahozle she kashtek yella ahozon she kashtek yella kahozle she kashtek yella ahozonle she kashte yella ahozon hollay ne kahash hawan shenishlengo kashte ahozonle I ashiye piyaste nahango kashte ahozle no hoso ye she pikanasango she kashte ahozle soye Kepekena sango, kesteka hozale, kaseye, shepekena sango, kesteka hozale, topya, shepekena sango, kesteka hozale, tateteniye, shepekena sango, kesteka hozale, kasana. Hozon nişenişle yella hozon şekeşte şekeşte yella hozon şekeşte yella hozon kulağına kala acı sonu